Yes, sir. This is what we've been waiting for. Only 3 hours until kickoff, and we've been promising you that we were going to bring it to you big time on the recruiting roundup today, and we brought you some of the best prospects in the entire country. And we told you Michigan is looking to close out this recruiting class in a big way. And one of the best recruits in the entire country, one of the best recruits in the class, and I've been looking at this first young man for a couple of years now. I first saw him on the field at Wayne State, and he was spectacular. He was under the radar at the time, couldn't figure out why, and I think many of the coaches on the field that day couldn't figure out why. Michigan offered him that day. They haven't looked back since. And he is in the fold. He is a commitment to the University of Michigan, and he wants you to know that everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Because Mr. Andrew Marsh is coming to town because he is committed to the University of Michigan, and he is here with us today. Andrew, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here this weekend. Glad to see the guys come fight. Really looking forward to getting that trophy.
Yeah, so you guys might remember Andrew. He came to the studio, and it was different in the studio because it was just us. It was just us. We sat down and he was talking about maybe being committed. He did commit to Michigan about a month later. But this is different because he's able to see the people. He's going to be in the crowd, and people are going to see him walk in the stadium. And there are actually some people out here today. He actually pulled up and supported one of his teammates yesterday, helped do a little recruiting. So he wanted to be out here today, actually see, feel, and touch the people. So that's great. Another young man with us today here on the Recruiting Roundup also came by the studio. Not committed. Michigan is working on that, though. We'll see if they have any success. He is fresh off the plane. And I think, this is just my opinion, I think he's the best corner in the country. Standing 6'2", out of the state of Virginia, 208 pounds. I think if he wanted to be a track athlete in college, he could. Might you do that? Might you run track in college?
Maybe. See where it
takes Maybe. We'll see if it goes that way. But one Mr. Shamari Earls. Shamari, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Joining us on the recruiting roundup here live on the countdown to kickoff. So first things first, fellas, as you guys are coming out here today, your experience seeing Ann Arbor on a game day, haven't actually been to the game, but just being out here, seeing folks walking around, getting ready for the game, what has that experience been like?
I mean, to me, it's been pretty crazy. This is only my second game. I've heard a lot about the night games, but I've been seeing people tailgating since 9 o'clock this morning. So looking forward to it.
Shamari?
I mean, just to branch off what Andrew said, I mean, I got here early in the morning. People have been tailgating since. It's my first game here, and I think I picked a very good game to come to.
Absolutely. So Andrew, I mean, I've heard the story and the tale. By the time you committed to Michigan, you had already been here 8 times, man. So it felt like you were already home by the time you committed to Michigan, right? So,
yes, sir.
I mean, you're from Texas. It's not like you're from down the street, right?
Nah.
Why was it that you had been here and you felt so comfortable at Michigan and you were all the way from Texas?
I would say really just the great people kept bringing me back. Really just wanted to see and make sure that it was a perfect fit. I really think it is.
So you know what they say. I mean, you're down in Texas. Michigan has lost a few games this year. It's a little chilly. And there's a bunch of schools telling you, man, why do you still want to go, Andrew? It's not going to be okay. You're still saying things are going to be okay, though. Why are you still feeling that way?
I really think that we got great pieces coming in, even the pieces that are there right now. I really think that we'll put it all together. Things will come together for us.
All right, so Shamari, obviously, man, you were getting recruited. You were committed to South Carolina at first, and then you looked at Michigan, right? We're really feeling them. Then you obviously committed to Georgia. You've been committed to Georgia. But then you started looking at Michigan again. Why did you start looking at Michigan again?
So Michigan's just always been, in the back of me and my family's mind, our good relation with Coach Morgan, just how good the staff is, how everybody here just treats you so well. It's something in us,
So, Coach Morgan, you talk about that relationship, man. It seems like it never went away. What is it about that bond that made it stick?
I mean, I think first, as soon as he got the job, he had called me up at first, and you can't lie, you can ask him. I was kind of ignoring him. But, I gave him a shot, that June when I came up in the summer. He gave me a shot to believe me, so I believed in him, and it's been good ever since.
Yeah, so, Andrew, another thing about you, you're recruiting, man. You're recruiting. You pulled up last night in Howell, Michigan. You got to drive about an hour up the road, and it's at night, so it's a little chillier. You got to stand on the sidelines, right? It's a little colder, but you had a message to send. You wanted to do a little recruiting, so talk about that a little bit.
Really just trying to finalize all the pieces coming to us. Think we got a great shot. Really just trying to make sure that everything will be okay.
So what about young fella right here? I mean, there has to be a part of you that you want to make sure you're bringing other guys into the fold.
Sure.
So what about that? I mean, it feels like you're taking the onus upon yourself to bring other guys into the. Why is that so important to you?
Same reason I'm here. Really just to win championships, give back to the community. And I think that starts with who I got around me, the team, the players, the coaches, stuff like that. So really just trying to make sure I got all the best people around me.
Mm-hmm. So as you look at the pieces that you see in the class, have you watched young fella's tape right here, Shamari? Have you looked at him any?
I actually did. I think he's pretty nice. I think he should be a top 5 receiver in my opinion.
Okay. Okay.
This is a guy who wants to push me in practice and go head to head every day, make each other better.
Okay. You hear that? He said that's a guy I want to push me in practice.
I'm here for it.
That sounds, pretty prophetic. Mm-hmm. Like I want him to push me in practice like it's going to happen. I don't know. He didn't say it was going to happen, but it sounded pretty promising. How are things looking right now? What does your process look like? Where are you in your process at this point, Shamari?
I'm still, I feel like still just taking our time. Not trying to rush things. December is not too far away, but, still keep my options open, but still hasn't narrowed down to certain schools.
I got you. So as you look ahead, kind of give me the factors how are you weighing what you're going to do? What's going to go into that?
My family really values education, a good degree, and definitely the environment, the people who you're around, you're going to be with a lot, that definitely means something to them. So finding a place like Michigan, other schools that can definitely be a big thing. And then football. Michigan, I feel like one of the programs that can do both football-wise and just out-of-school things, in-school things, just like as growth, developing them as men,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so give me your last couple questions for you. I talked a lot about your thoughts on Coach Morgan. You talked about that. What about Coach Moore? What do you think about Coach Moore at this point?
I think Coach Moore's a good coach. A lot of people doubted him, taking over as a head coach, but I think he's going to turn things around. I think he's a really good recruiter, really good guy, and I never had such a close relationship with a head coach ever, in my opinion. So me and him talk and chat all the time. He can just call me whenever, and I can call him whenever, and we just talk it up.
Wow. So wait a minute. See, you keep saying these things, man. You keep saying these things. You never had a relationship with a head coach ever like you had with Coach Moore.
No, sir.
And you got this tight relationship with Coach Morgan.
Yes, sir.
So, all right, I got another question for you. So you put out a couple nights ago that you were taking this visit to Michigan, and I reported that. And then on the heels of that, and you might have saw that I tagged you in it. I said, man, Shamari Earls is taking a visit to Michigan. And then I said, you know what? He had this long relationship with Coach Morgan. And I said, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good. I'm just going to crystal ball Shamari Earls. I'm going to crystal ball him. Was that a bad thing for me to do? Was that a bad? Do you think that was a bad thing?
You weren't the only one, so I couldn't really.
Just tell me this. Was that something where you say, Sam, I think, I just think
a lot of people didn't know I was visiting until you did that. So it was it kind of spoiled the surprise. But my phone been blowing up all day. So you're not the only one.
I didn't even know I was the first one. I was the first one? I was? Oh, okay. I didn't know I was the first one. I like that. All right, man. Well, listen. Definitely going to be keeping track of you, how things go. Definitely want to catch up with you after the visit. Good luck the rest of the way. I appreciate you dropping by. That's much love. And when can we expect? Do you think you're going to be taking any more visits, or do you think this is going to be the last visit you take?
You know, I still got my OV, so I'm going to take that into consideration, and I might probably take 1 or 2 visits before this is all over.
Okay. Well, good luck to the rest of the way. Shamari, last one for you, Mr. Marsh.
Yes, sir.
So if you were putting together a recruiting list, tell me the guys that you think you're going to be recruiting the hardest down the stretch. Like, who are the guys that you know you're going to be in contact with? Starting, of course, with.
Yeah, definitely got to have my guy. I mean, we've been talking behind the scenes, so he know how I feel about him. Like you said, was over watching Bryce last night. That's definitely another guy I would love to have join us. Derek Meadows, it would be a great pickup for us, too. I feel like that would really help us. Really, those are my top 3.
Okay. All right. Well, you heard it here. Fellas, appreciate you taking the time. You know, you guys doing a lot, walking around campus, seeing the people. Enjoy the rest of your visit, and we'll be keeping up with you guys the rest of the way. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot.
Go Blue.
Hey, everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay.